Cast your votes right now for the 8th Annual Baltimore Music Awards.
The Baltimore Music Awards is something that's thrown every year to acknowledge you. Yes, you out there for your talents and your efforts and your achievements that you do.
You decide the winners in this 2018 competition.
Every year when it comes to music, entertainment, radio personality, model, or from any of that perspective, you know, we're here to celebrate you. And you know, it's funny because when this first started 8 years ago, you know, a lot of people thought that it couldn't happen.
The 8th Annual Baltimore Music Awards.
We need to acknowledge our people out there, you know, but in our own community, it was something needed.
Watch the results show Sunday, December the 16th at 12 noon via radioonfire.com or baltimoremusicawards.com.
Hey guys, welcome to the Beauty and the Business Show. I'm your host, Jay Stover. We have another amazing show today. We're talking about the blueprint to your business. We're going to be giving you tools to open your own business and also be successful. Today's panel is a business coach and consultant. Introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hello,
today.
everyone. My name is Shane Anderson. Business coach. Give you a little background about myself. I hold a MHS Human Services degree. That's a Master's in Human Services from Lincoln University. Pretty much I've been in business and doing business for a long, long time. And as I was contemplating today what to say, and I realized that since the age of probably 8 or 9 years old, my family, my grandfather and my brother and mom instilled in me of having your own business. I remember at age of 8, 9, cutting grass with my brother and my grandfather. And that materialized into now my own landscaping company. And I also remember when I was younger, about 14, 15 years old, looking for money, I started washing cars. So being in business and trying new things has always been my forte. However, transitioning into adulthood, I realized, and this is just for me, and that maybe not be for everyone, I realized that a job working a 9 to 5 didn't always suit me. Everybody's different, and what happens is I just realized, in my opinion, that a job only pays you enough to keep you coming back the next day. Mm-hmm. If I do my own thing and I'm successful, my earnings and my potential is infinite. So that's why I just decided to do my own thing.
So what made you go into consulting and coaching?
For some reason, what happened is a lot of people that I know in the community would always call me and ask me questions. They would ask me questions about anything, and basically, if on the street world, I guess you say, some people would call you the plug. You know, I know a lot of people. I just from A to Z, from a plumber to a carpenter to anybody to wash cars to somebody to wash windows. I just have these people that's been in my circle. And I just pride myself on my brand. And as we get in further, we'll talk about branding. And in essence, not necessarily branding my company per se, but branding myself. Branding myself as a good person. Branding myself on ethics and morality. Branding myself that people know that they're going to get an honest answer from me.
So it is a hard job to coach people and be a business consultant because sometimes they don't listen. So what really motivates you to motivate others?
Sometimes in motivating others and being in that realm, even though they don't listen, sometimes one time an older gentleman told me, because I usually consult with a lot of the older guys that's been in business, i.e. Martin McNair, it's Pierre Stewart, you know, some of these guys that's in Baltimore, they older, they big brothers to me. And one time somebody told me, listen, man, take the cotton out your ears and stick it in your mouth. Mm-hmm. Basically, shut up and listen. So once I was able to shut up and listen, because I don't always have all the answers. Sometimes you have to listen to somebody else because they've been there, they've done that, you know. So that's what inspires me to, you know what, help others when they don't listen. And sometimes you have to walk away because if they're not willing to listen, then, you know, I can't help you.
In your opinion, can anybody be a cultural consultant? Should education,
in my opinion, no. I mean,
should education or credentials?
No, because everybody with the credentials can't do the job. Because
Okay.
I mean, you have to be passionate about what you do. You have to. I mean, just because you learn the curriculum, that don't mean you're going to be successful.
Okay.
Anybody can learn the curriculum. Anybody can sit there and learn. That's just like being a teacher. I mean, a teacher in the classroom, or a professor. I have the credentials to be this professor. I have the credentials to be a teacher. But guess what? I can't reach the people. So being able to reach the people makes you that much greater. Education alone, in my opinion, just won't do it. You have to have that, I guess they call it political savvy, you know, being able to, the swag, just to be able to get in there and read your audience, read your crowd. It's almost like being a DJ, you know, a successful DJ. Anybody can play. I mean, I'm gonna say anybody can play records, but most people are good DJs. But however, a DJ has to read the crowd. You know, you have to know what songs and what to play on. Sometimes you have to say, okay, I'm talking to an older crowd, so I know some of these jokes and some of this stuff that I can't say. I have to be reserved in some of the things that I do. So that's basically it.
So why should people trust the information that you're giving out?
Why should they trust the information? Because what I'm gonna tell you is, if I give you any false information, go look it up. Do the research for yourself. The information that I'm going to give is always going to be backed with substantial data to support anything that I ever give you. Because I'm going to do my research prior to giving you any information. I'm going to have it. So I'm going to cross all T's and dot every I. So, I'm not going to leave any rock unturned as giving you information, because I don't want anybody to go out there and hurt themselves or hurt someone else in the process of trying to do something, or, spending money, and then they blow it, and then they looking at me like I gave them some false information. No.
Right. Because a lot of people are holding these classes for hundreds of dollars, and they giving out information that you can Google. Like, how can people trust that you really gonna give them information?
Because,
that they need?
yeah, you
Is
can
it
go.
the experience?
It's in the experience, because I failed.
Okay.
I failed. I mean, I failed. You can't be successful until you fail. You have to fail. You have to get knocked down and get back up. In my experience, I've been knocked down a few times, but I get back up, swinging. So that's what separate, I guess, me and my information and who I am from everybody else. And if you get some information from someone that ain't never failed, then how can they say what they've been through or proven a test? I failed. I mean, I've been away. I came home, and I started a business again. It's 2 years. This is what I do every day. But guess what? Every year is growing. You look at those 20%, those 30% additional marginal increases every year. You have to. Sometimes I have to sit back and say, I have to revamp how I take this approach here. I have to revamp. Okay, how much money that I'm putting out. I have to. I'm actually as a one-man show. I have to do the finances. I have to do everything. Okay. So when doing business, you just cannot rely on someone else to do it for you to be successful.
When it comes to people being in business and your clients that you work with, what are some of the obstacles, the frontline obstacles that you see they struggling with when it's coming to building their business and everything?
Building a business. finances. Everybody wants to be in business. Everybody don't have the actually startup money, and realizing that it's not really a lot of money to start up. And just say, for instance, if you have a retail business, realizing that you can't live your life out of the register. You have to have that money set aside to be able to sustain till you make a profit. Break
that down a little bit more for me.
Break that down. Okay. I spend my money in inventory. Okay. And now I have this inventory, but I have to take, if I'm selling a product, I have to take out of the register to pay my own personal bills. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not going to work. You have to give that some time to be able to, to be able to live out of the register and make your business successful. Because in the first year, 2 years, you have to put everything that you earn back into that business. Everything that you earn. Sometimes you might have to be a bum. That party sometimes you can't go to. And I've been there. That I want to go somewhere so bad.
Yes,
I'm out.
Me too.
You can't go. You know, sometimes I got my buddies my friends right now. Man, you work. You don't never have time. I don't have time because I'm building a brand. I'm building this for me, and I'm building a legacy for my children and for everybody.
Earlier you talked about financing. Is it a certain amount of money like a business should have for capital, or depend on the type of business that they open?
It all depends on the type of business that you're trying to open up or that you're trying to run.
So I'm gonna say salon because
salon. Okay, that's your business.
Show. Okay.
A salon.
Yes.
And from what I get from a salon, you're gonna have to have some capital to own a salon. But you start small. No, and know your client base. Know, you can't have this extravagant salon. I'm saying you can't eat shrimp and lobster on a tuna fish salary. That's just not feasible. So you start small till you get there. Everybody, in this new world of, I guess, social media and this microwave generation, that's what they want to call. Everybody want everything instant. I understand that. I'm pretty much a little 70s baby, so it's like a little old school. So it's like I understand that everything ain't instant because shoot, we didn't get microwaves till like the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it wasn't no Xbox. We had Atari. So it's like, everything is not instant. You have to build. And on social media, from what I see, you can be anybody. You can make people believe anything, and then when I come to your business and it's not such, now you just made yourself look like a fool. Because you're saying you do X, Y, Z and you have all these things, but you're not even equipped because you haven't built your brand that far.
How should people identify their target market?
Oh, wow.
While they're building their brand.
We talk about target population. Wow. Knowing that what's your target population. The people that target population, I'll break that down, is knowing the people that the demographic of the people that you're going after. He's just saying that, okay, my client base is going to be young women, the ages of 25 to 35, living in this certain amount of economical bracket. So that's who you're going to cater to. Knowing your target market, because you can have a business. Just say, for instance, I'm selling gourmet hamburgers, and I'm somewhere south Baltimore or maybe East Baltimore, Monument Street or somewhere. Okay. Just say, for instance, in an impoverished pretty much neighborhood. A gourmet hamburger that's $15 or $14 for the meal, it's not going to be feasible for that area. Now, however, if you take the same gourmet hamburger and you take it to Montgomery County or Howard County, it's feasible because the economics of the area are totally different. They can afford it. The people down here can't afford it. So you have to know where you're basing your business and having your target market to be able to support your business.
So how can people find a breakthrough for that situation when they starting their own business and that's their only option is to have a business in that area that's not going to support that gourmet hamburger? What other options do they have probably to make money? Because that's a real life scenario, right?
Yeah, it's a real life scenario. Basically, you have to either find something in the medium, find a product that's in the median, that, you know, in the middle, to where as though they can say, you know what, this is borderline. You know, it's not too cheap and it's not too high. It's right there, and you still have that client base to say, okay, I can afford this. You know what I'm saying? It's a little stretch, but I can afford this. Not price them all the way out to where as though you upset because nobody's not coming to your establishment.
In business, who is basically the brand? The
brand. Branding is a major in the business. You know, just say for instance, if a brand, if a picture comes up, you know, the little green picture with the little Statue of Liberty looking thingy, you already know that's Starbucks. Oh, you feel what I'm saying? You know,
I'm thinking like,
or you know, you got the red
okay.
and the white and the little squiggly line, the little cursed line. You know, that's Coca-Cola. So
okay.
you know, you can see a Pepsi symbol and you know that's Pepsi. You know, that's branding. That's branding, and no, you know, and branding and based off, you know, everyone just don't have a great product. McDonald's doesn't have a great product. McDonald's has consistency. Subway does not have a great product. Subway has consistency across the board.
The quality of their meat went down.
I'm just telling you, it's not a great product. Even just say, for instance, Dunkin' Donuts. You know that Dunkin' Donuts from Baltimore to Bangladesh or from Baltimore to California, Dunkin' Donuts is going to be the same. It's consistency. You know, building a brand. That's what it's all about. Being consistent. You know, holding true to your value, holding true to your integrity of your brand.
How does the person actual character fall in place of the brand?
Wow. Character plays a big part, especially when you're a small business. Elaborate. Basically, you know, I live by the measure of sometimes the customer is always right. Even when they're wrong, they're right. But I smooth it over with the customer. Sometimes I'm not always right, or they're not always right. But what can I do to satisfy you in this situation? And 9 times out of 10, I get a call back. Can you come do this for me? I referred you to my friend. Can you go? You know, and that's about character. You know, treating people fairly and treating people right. Respect. You know, respecting the fellow person. Just, you know, I tell people when I'm spending my money, I don't have to shop here. You're not the only candy store in town. Okay. I'm spending my money, my hard-earned money. So I'm not going to allow somebody to treat me or do certain things to me when I'm spending my money. And a lot of times in business and in our culture, this is only my opinion, our children and a lot of people don't know the value of money. You know, we've never been taught the value of money. You know, in our generation, especially mine, you've been taught, go to school, get a good job, retire, die. That's it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So what happened to the economics of it? You know, what happened to how this dollar works? You know, how can I put this dollar into the market to get me more dollars? And it took me pretty much till I got grown to understand it. You know, I mean, that's what I was taught. Go to school, get a job, hopefully go to college, which is don't get me started on college, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And pretty much die. That's it. So knowing the value of money and respecting money carries people a long way.
I do agree. How do you feel about digital marketing compared to word of mouth?
word of mouth is the oldest form of advertising. Word of mouth is pretty much the guru. You can digitally mark all day long, but however, if somebody's backing your brand, everyone is going to go. I'm just saying, because everybody has a cell phone. I can market, and you have some likes, and then you have all these people, and they say, well, read the comments, read the reviews, and if your reviews are bad, that's word of mouth pretty much. You know what I'm saying? People saying that your product sucks or what you're doing sucks. So it's like digital marketing is great. It helps you reach a broader audience. Mm-hmm. But however, if your product or your character or what you're doing in your business and the word of mouth people are saying no, then you get some, but you're not going to get to your full potential.
I think digital marketing is winning. It's more this day and age, it's more powerful now than word of mouth. I just think that, like, if I'm just saying, for example, I can have hair products. People can put bad reviews in my comments, but people will still buy. They will read the comments, but people will still buy.
Just to see for themselves?
Yes. And the product would still sell out the environment in different cities, different states.
But what I see like about digital marketing, you're able to reach a global audience. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Just that's the upside of it. Being able to go global and not be local. And when I'm saying global, just realize if I'm selling T-shirts, my T-shirts just don't have to sell here in Baltimore. I can sell T-shirts in England. I can sell T-shirts in Nigeria. I can sell T-shirts in Ghana. Because of that digital platform. So in agreement with what you said, digital marketing is good, but if you're talking local business, now
because those reviews can be lies.
Yeah, but people realize that lies. People hold on to lies more than they hold on to truth. The negative always outweigh the positive. That's the world that we live in. But digital marketing is great if you're reaching the global market. Yes.
So when you see businesses online, giving out prices and different advice, is that professional? Or like in their bio, they say no DMs and no appointments, no kids, just stuff like that. Like, is that professional? Can you use your profile to have customer service? Do you recommend that?
Use your profile. You talking about as far as your Instagram or your Facebook profile too?
Is that professional?
That's because they don't want to, and this is only my opinion, build into their brand.
Okay. Because
the same thing that you have on your bio, you can put on your webpage, your own personal webpage. It doesn't have to be on your bio of your Instagram or your Facebook. That's a social platform. That's not a business platform. So just spending a few extra dollars, $9.99 a month on GoDaddy or something like that, mm-hmm. and you just build a basic page and you can put about us and all that stuff right there. Just building that little one, just spending the money, and that's more professional, in my opinion, than having that stuff on your social. Because a lot of times when you have all these people don't want to be social, because sometimes you offend some people. People are offended. But now if this is on your professional page, then it's still a lot different. Because now really social media, I want to be social with you.
Right. How important is relationship building when you start your own business or you're in business?
Oh, wow. Relationship building is great. That's how one becomes successful, is building relationships. A lot of times it ain't what you know, it's who you know. because I've always said if I had a job and I can have 5 resumes here with maybe qualified people, but I know that you need a job. Guess what? Just because of the relationship that we have, I'm going to say, listen, I got this job position open. I understand that you don't know how to do this position, but I'm a trainer. Come on, come do this. Because, and most of the time, that's what happens. You have, to be honest, you have, and you see people fuss about this every day. You have a lot of non-qualified people in positions just based on the relationship.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can you build relationships with your competitors?
Why not?
Like,
yes.
Can I build a relationship
Why not?
with another stylist who
Yes,
sells the
yes,
same?
you can. Yes, you can. I mean,
Give me some examples.
You can build an example, like for instance, in my landscaping business, I built relationship with other guys that do landscaping, because sometimes, you know what, something that it might be something that I don't have and they may have. It may be a job that I can't do, and I say, listen, man, you want to take this on, because I'm swamped. I really can't take this on right now. Would you like to do X, Y, Z? And they say yes. Even in consulting, when if it's something that's beyond my area of expertise, I have other constituents that are in certain areas, or that's professionals in certain areas, that I'll pitch it off to them. Listen, man, take care of this for me. You know, special contracts with the city or stuff like that, I'll pitch to somebody else. If it's health related, far as you know, if we have a contract with somebody that's a human service agency that's, you know, have something with public health or something else, I pitched it off to another one of my colleagues or something like that. So yes, you can build business in a brand and build your brand with somebody else.
Okay.
Because I mean, just say,
So
you
like
know what, I'm
collaboration.
not good at cutting hair, but let me send you to Jay Stover. She's excellent with cutting hair. I'm not good at dyeing. You might say, well, let me send you over here to this salon. She's great with dyeing, if that's what you want.
Why do you think that's not happening in the communities, in the businesses? What's wrong? What's your perspective?
My perspective, and everybody would always, and this is my thought process, everybody would always say in Baltimore, crab in the barrel syndrome. Sometimes we as people don't want to see each other be successful. You know, jealous and envy. You know, I'm like, but why? If I make it, I can pull you up, or we can make it together. You know, we can build this brand, or, you know, collaborate. That's when mergers happen. You know, businesses, you know, they figured it out. We still in the rat race. Mergers happen because of relationships. You know, listen, if we do X, Y, Z, we can, okay, you're making 20, 30 million, I'm making 20, 30 million, but guess what? If we collaborate and corner this market, we can make $1 billion. And we make the business grow. But nobody's having that conversation to maybe build that brand. Just think about it. You can have hair studios, Baltimore, Chicago, LA, just by building relationships. But nobody's, you know, but you have to start somewhere. Just say, for instance, okay, it's a stylist in Silver Spring. You know, how about we build a studio, we come up with a name, and then that's what we do. And then we change the name to mine, hear the same thing. And then the next person does the same thing. And y'all build this brand together. So that's why.
So what advice would you give a person who's starting their own business, how to get their name out there, how to become noticed?
First,
Okay.
How to become noticed. Wow. Just
What works?
what works? Believing in yourself. First off, you have to believe in yourself. Knowing that you're number one. You know, and this is just personally for me. I've taken a lot from sports figures. And like I watched Ray Lewis. And when Ray Lewis hit that field, Ray Lewis is a beast. When Ray Lewis was on that football field, he gave it 110% all the time. When Michael Jordan hit that basketball court, 110%. Kobe Bryant, 110. You know, so when you watch these guys, and that's how they build their brand. Because my character and how I approach my business speaks for itself. So when somebody trying to build their brand or build their business, you got to go at your business full force. It ain't no half stepping. You cannot sit back and say, well, I don't want to work today. I'm tired. It's been days. My mom used to fuss at me. You promised me you coming to church once a month. I gotta work. I can't come to church. Don't nobody work 7 days a week. Well, I do. You know, I do. You know, you seeing somebody work so much, but you building the brand. You building yourself to get to a certain place. And sometimes everybody don't understand it. Sometimes you may have to cut some family off. Sometimes you have to cut some friends off because they're not going to understand where you're going. Just think about it. You may reach for the clouds, and they sit down and say, well, why you going up there? We comfortable right here. And then when you get to the clouds, they saying, well, can you help me get up there? And then you help them get on the clouds, and then you say, you know what, I'm reaching for the stars. I'm going for the stars. No, we comfortable right here at the clouds. You doing too much. Why you? Yeah. No, I'm going here. And then when you reach for the stars, you say, well, you gonna look out for me? No, you the one keep. And then when you going, they holding on to your pants leg trying to pull you back down. So those type of people you gotta get away from.
Like me, I had a personal experience.
Oh, yeah, personal experience.
That I was told, I was working hard, being successful. I was told that I was up on my high horse. That hurt me to my heart. And it did something to me because the person who told me, I thought they loved me and my hard work was going to make a better life for all of us. But
in my opinion, that person was jealous. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, your mate, if that was your mate or whoever, your mate can be jealous of you. For real. They're jealous of your success. They're jealous of how you operate. They're jealous because people like you and not like them. Mm-hmm. And your mate or whoever, your cousin, can be very jealous of you. And so they're going to say these hurtful things to hurt you. Realize that hurt people hurt people. So I'm going to say to you, you think you up on your high horse, you on your soapbox right now. Nah. You mad that I'm on my grind and I'm doing what I'm doing. So why are you mad? You're mad at yourself that you're not successful. So now you're trying to flip the script on me to try to beat me down. Nah. So those that happened. I had those type people in my life. Had people say certain things to me also. But guess what? I always say, I ain't got to mess with you no more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All right, you go ahead. I can show you better than I can tell you. Watch, like Martin say, watch my dust. You know what I'm saying? So you can watch my dust,
When it comes to success, is it typically a time frame?
No. Realizing that the average millionaire probably ain't made his first million till the age of 60 years old. So there's no time frame. Walt Disney went bankrupt probably about 7 or 8 times and had 2 nervous breakdowns.
I didn't know that. That's true.
It's true. You can look it up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you watch Shark Tank, I watch a lot of Shark Tank. And a lot of times, some of these investors, multimillionaires, say they don't want to invest in you unless you failed before. But you got to get up and keep going. Because sometimes, like with me, I say, failure is not an option. I might have stumbled at this, but this is my passion and this is what I want to do. Failure is not an option. See, the thing is, failure with Walt Disney was not an option because that was his vision. That was his vision. And a lot of times we have people that are in our lives that don't share the same vision. So you have to find like-minded folks that can share your vision. You know what I'm saying? Even though Henry Ford was in court when he had the Ford Corporation, and the judge was telling Henry Ford all this stuff about you don't know what your product and this and that. He said, Your Honor, I don't mean no harm. That's not my job. I pay somebody to tell me how this works.
Right.
Because that person saw his vision to make it work. So we center ourselves around people that have the vision to say, you know what? See, a lot of times we have people in our lives, and what I always say, sometimes you can't employ family and friends.
That was my next question I was going to ask you.
Okay, well, we can dive right into that.
Can family business work?
Sometimes it can.
Take it from the top.
Take it from the top.
Family business work.
Sometimes realizing that, knowing that it's cultural differences. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm saying cultural differences is realize that knowing that all nationalities and all people have the same woes that everybody else. It's dysfunction in every family.
Yeah.
White, black, purple, blue, or brown. It's dysfunction in every family. Now, do you probably have to fire some of your family members and let them know that you're not playing and be stern? Yeah. But will you have the monetary means to sustain with dealing with family and friends? Yeah, I don't know. But what happens with family and friends in your professional setting, they don't see you in the same light. They don't see you as the professional. They see you as my little sister, my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Little shorty from down the street.
Yeah.
So they're going to treat you accordingly. They're not going to see you as, okay, this life coach or this business coach. They're not going to see you as this professional hairstylist or whatever the case may be. And they're going to always come to you for a hookup. You know?
That's exactly right.
So knowing that sometimes we have to eliminate ourselves out of that environment to be able to be successful, if that's what we're going for.
But can the business owner give their family a chance?
Yes, you can give them a chance. But you have to know which family. You have to be able to know which family member you can give that chance to. You know, sometimes it'll work, but you have.
They're going to talk about you.
They talked about Jesus Christ. Who cares about what people say? What they're going to say about you? You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's one thing. And then anybody that know me can tell you that that's one thing I never cared about with somebody talking about me. Worry about it when they stop talking. That's when you worry.
What are some guidelines to look out for?
Guidelines?
When you start your business in a family business.
A family business.
So it doesn't go south. I was your client. I'm about to start a family business. What kind of advice would you give me?
Who's going to be in control of the money? Because that's always the problem. Money. You know, who's going to control the finances and the money? It has to be. And when you building a business with multiple people or other folks, the lines have to be clear.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Expectations have to be clear. Because I don't want you saying that I did this and you did that and then now the funds or whatever is not adding up to. No, listen, a financial report needs to be clear and understood by both parties or all parties. So those meetings, those weeklies, those monthlies or whatever you have to be to say, listen, this is what it is. Here, you can dissect it and everybody has a copy. So let's not say, well, you took the money to the bank this week and why we only got this and what happened to this and what happened to that. No, it has to be clear and defined clear. And then that's probably the only way when you're investing with somebody else as far as family that it'll work.
I agree. So tell us what kind of projects you got going on.
Well, projects coming up. I have a project coming late spring, maybe early summer. Doing a coaching class, business coaching class, pretty much wellness and some other things. And just think tank pretty much coming up soon, I guess, in the next 6 months or so. So all the information for that will be coming out on social media, i.e., I guess posted on Radio on Fire, to build this platform to help individuals in the community who want to start a business or don't know the steps, or here it is, you will get a hand holding, you know what I'm saying, this trip, instead of someone telling you, I'm gonna hold your hand through the whole process. You know, nobody had held my hand. You know, only thing I can say is I have a very supportive family. Mom, sister, brother, other gentlemen in the community, like I say, Marty McNair and Pierre Stewart and Reggie Parker, Corey Pointer. I had some real positive brothers and real positive people in my corner, you know, and my buddy Taman Brown, and, you know, that actually, we piggyback off of each other, actually, you know. Do a segue for my buddy Taman. Yeah. He's the insurance guy, you know, so if anybody's needing insurance, look at Taman Brown. Look up Taman Brown. So you have a lot of people of color doing big things in the community. However, I was never a bragger or a person that a real social media guy, or you know, mainly my customers came word of mouth.
So, what kind of candidates are going to be good for your coaching courses? This
course, I'm looking the target population is I'm really focusing on women. Ages maybe 30 to 45, you know, in that age bracket, that really want to start a business and need the hand holding, or just want to just learn some things, and we will have think tanks, and you can put your questions in the basket, or the next time you might want to say, let's have a course, or let's table this for the next one, and I'm open to any suggestions that may go on.
Any like mental health?
We have a lot of mental health services.
I suffer from shyness, so I can take 1,000 courses. I can get all the information, books, pamphlets, but when it comes to execute, it's like the shyness just take over. So, what kind of advice can you give somebody like me who?
That's not shyness.
What is it?
Fear.
Why is it fear?
And I'm give you fear, and that's the only thing I'm gonna give you for the radio. And everybody will have to come to the class next.
Okay, give it to me.
Fear. FEAR. False evidence appearing real. So when you live in fear, that's what's stopping you from executing. You got to get out there and do it. You know, sometimes, I mean, you live in fear, and it's only false evidence that appears real. You said you're afraid of the you don't want the limelight.
Yeah, but I want the money, but I don't want
getting the money, the limelight comes with getting the money. You're going to be in the limelight because you're getting somebody's money and they're going to talk about you. So if I come spend $100 or $200 in your salon and I like what I got, I'm going to show it off to all my people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, you are fleeking. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's what's going to happen. Who did your hair? Who did XYZ? Who did this? Who, you know? And that's what happens. So the success and the paparazzi and all that stuff is going to come with it. You got to be able to embrace it when it comes. It's not shy. You're just living in fear. Don't live in fear. Okay. When you overcome your fears, there's nothing that you can do.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I will be attending your course.
Please do.
In fear.
In fear.
I'm going to think about this all night. Fear.
Fear. False evidence appearing real. Don't live in fear.
So how can our listeners reach you if they want to know more information about your courses coming up?
Oh, wow. Y'all, I don't really do a whole lot of social media, but I'm going to have to start, I see.
Yes.
Instagram, Shug4100. That's SHUG 4100. And you can reach me on Facebook at Sugar Shane, SHUGA SHANE.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Enlighten us on information. about building our business to success.
You're welcome.
And I want to thank you all for listening. And if you want to become a guest on the Beauty in the Business Show, email us at beautyinthebusinessshow@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Beauty in the Business Show. Yes. I'm so excited.
Really?
Yes.
Let's make it happen.
Yes. I want to get to the next level.
Today's broadcast was brought to you by Vistaprint. Create powerful promotions that are easy to design and hard to miss. With Vistaprint, it's easy to customize your business cards, marketing material, corporate gifts, calendars, stationery, and more with confidence, or get real-time design help. Visit radioonfire.com/Vistaprint to get $20 off any order of $40 or more. If you have a message to get out, you want it to be affordable, but you want it to look professional. Visit radioonfire.com/Vistaprint for $20 off today.